The patchwork look has become pretty popular over in some certain communities over on Facebook. Well, I've kind of dived into this patchwork look in years past. I never really expanded on it. Of course, I will make sure that I tag below exactly where I got the inspiration from, what group I was in, when I got the inspiration, so that way you guys can go check out that group and get lots more inspiration as well. So let's go ahead and wake up, prep these tumblers, and slay all day. Let's do this. I purchased this coffee craft years ago off the Stainless Depot company. I scoured their website. They no longer make this, but I did find, I think on Walmart, they have like a stainless steel one that I guess could do as well if you really want to create this on this kind of look. I am going to be using it for hot cocoa for Christmas. I mean, if you don't want to do that, obviously this can be done in any type of tumbler you have on hand. First things first, we got to mask off all the areas we don't want glittered in epoxy. And for me, it is going to be this upper piece with the handle that's connected in the bottom area. Now for inspiration. So inspiration obviously comes from everywhere. I'm just going through all my supplies here that I have in my craft space, but over at Craft Craze, that's the group that I'm going to direct you guys to. She also has a website where she sells all these pattern vinyls that are dedicated to this particular look. It comes with the pinstriping, it comes with little decals, little pieces of vinyl, so that way you can make your patchwork. So I would definitely check them out if you want some more inspiration. But like I said, I'm going to use what I have on hand, and what I have on hand is this really pretty vinyl that I purchased from Hobby Lobby a while back, and I've been wanting to use it. I figured this was the perfect time to use it. I'm also going to get my glitters together. I wanted to do kind of traditional mixed with not traditional. So we have some greens, I have pink, white. I did have a red in there, but I decided not to use it. This is me just going through all my green colors, and I ended up using a holographic green to go with it. So this was what I had picked out, but I ended up not using the red, like I said. So a great starting point for this is getting your vinyls together first, because that's what we're going to put down first, and everything will kind of draw around the vinyls. So I'm going to go ahead and cut out just coordinating squares. I'm going to do varying sizes of the pink and blue. And like I try to always do, I tend to work under the handle first. That's the hardest area first, and then I make my way around the tumbler. So we're going to use one big patch to go down here. Then I will take the coordinating color that I want to go over top, and I'm just going to just set it off ever so slightly askew, like you would see in quilts or patchwork, and that's how I'm going to get my vinyl done. So to help make it make sense as far as how I'm doing my vinyls, I did up 4 different groupings of the vinyl, and I started up at the top under the handle, then I'm going to go down to the bottom of the tumbler, and then I'm going to do another one at the top, and then another one at the bottom, so that way it all kind of flows together. Now comes the part that, some of you might hem and haw over, but I know you guys got this, okay? We're going to take an acrylic marker, and we're going to expand that box look outside of our vinyl. So we're using our vinyl as a guide for our starting points, and then we're going to come through and make more patches around it. This is going to be where we're going to glitter our areas. Now you can make your boxes that are coming off of this as big as you'd like, as small as you would like. It's really all up to you as far as how you want to do this. But I do have to tell you guys, at the end, I do come through and we're going to mark off where each color goes. And I did end up splitting some of these boxes in half, so that way my glitter colors don't end up touching, the same color doesn't end up touching each other. All right, so we have our abstract little boxes all ready to go, and the next step we want to do is come through and mark down the colors, or where we want our glitter colors to be. So I'm working with 3 colors, so I'm just going to try my best to make sure that each color isn't repeating itself next to another color, but that's okay if it does. In the end, it did happen, I think, on one piece, but I just came through and kind of chopped that box in half so to fix the issue. You know what I'm saying? All right, now comes the part that might be a little tedious. We have to come through and do the glittering. I'm going to use Mod Podge as my glitter adhesive. And I'm going to start with the darkest color I have first, and working with the most awkward portion first, underneath the handle, get it done and over with, right? I'm going to go ahead and get that going. So I'm just going to use my glue and follow those lines that we made and get it glittered and continue on my way. So I'm only going to be doing the green in this portion. The reason why I started with my darkest color first is because we're going to come through and just gradually work our way down to the lightest color, so that way they don't accidentally get stuck down. So the green would get really stuck down into the white glitter. You see how I'm doing that? So we don't want to work with the white first. We want to start with the darkest color first. So before I move on to the next color, I let that dry for a little bit. I actually hit it up with my blow dryer just to make sure that that glue is dry before we move on to the pink, because that pink, again, will get stuck into the green. It'll make it a mess and you'll get frustrated. You don't want to do that. So let that color dry and then move on to the next color. So the next one is pink. And of course, after I do my pink, I'm gonna go ahead and set that off to the side and let that dry and do the same thing. Or let it dry, I sweep all that extra glitter off, and then I'm gonna come through and do the white in the same fashion. Now, when I do this gluing and everything, I don't like to keep my tape on, but I left it on for a few days while I was doing this process. And I went ahead and I knew that once I pulled it back, it would tear a bit of my glitter at the bottom of where the tape line was. So I went ahead and removed it now so that way I could fix what was messed up before we get it officially epoxied. But all you do is just take your Mod Podge and line it in the areas that got ripped a little bit, throw your glitter down and let it dry. Now, before epoxy, this is so important so the colors don't muddle together. You're going to sweep it off really good, okay? Sweep, sweep, sweep. And if you need to fill in any patches, go ahead and do that before we get it epoxied. Sweep that extra glitter off really good. You're going to spray it really well with your 2x Ultra, or you can come through and seal it down with Mod Podge as well. I like using a spray when it comes to this, so that way, you know, when you're brushing on the glue, it might smudge too. So the spray it really helps out with not smudging any glitter around. But you're gonna do a couple coats of that, so that way that glitter doesn't shift around. As you can see, I'm rubbing my hand on it and nothing's shedding off on my hand. If anything sheds off on my hand, I will go through and spray it once more just to make sure. And each round of epoxy, as you can see, there's a little bit of sparkle in there, you know, just want to have a little fun. I even added some chunky glitter on the next round of epoxy that I did, but you want to get this somewhat smooth. It can be very slightly bumpy, but you really don't want that because we're going to be applying UVDTFs and we're going to be doing line work. So you want it somewhat smooth. Now you do not want to leave your tape on your tumbler, okay? You want to go ahead and get it removed right away, right after you get it placed down onto your turner. After you get your epoxy applied, go ahead and remove that tape. Now I am using a fast setting epoxy, so that does help out as well, but it's really not going to shift around too much on you after you pull that tape. And to straighten up any epoxy lines that might have leaked out and just doesn't look good, you know, you're just going to take a little bit of rubbing alcohol, you're going to take a paper towel, and you're just going to clean up any spots that might have bled out a little bit, making it look untidy. All right, now's the fun part. I mean, this is my favorite part, you know. We're gonna come through and decorate our patches for our quilt look here, patchwork look. I went digging around, like I said, into my vinyls, and I even have these little pen things that I've had for a while. They decorate pens, which you could use as well for something different. Those are cool for maybe a summertime look with the little drinks and whatnot, but I have those UVDTFs, oh my goodness, up there in the corner that I'm gonna utilize. So I'm just going to utilize 2 of these UVDTF wraps and I'm going to cut them apart, and each one is going to go on one color so that way it gives it a structured look. So these pine cone and leaves will go on to one color, the little snowman will go on to one color, and then I ended up doing something different with the green just to add a little bit of variety to it. Working with my pink patches first, I'm going to go ahead and block off some areas because we're going to come through and lay down those UVDTFs. Now, for anybody who hasn't used a UVDTF, it is just a design that's printed directly to the film there. You're going to peel back the clear film. You're going to burnish down your decal, and then all that will be left is the decal in itself. You just remove that clear film from the outside, and all that's left is the decal in itself. There's no extra-ness to it. Just it's a pretty fancy sticker, I guess you could say. Now, to make sure that everything fits inside of each little patchwork, this is the reason why we laid down our tape. So that way we're going to come through and we're going to cut the areas where we don't want the UVDTF to be, if I could say the word. There we go. So we're going to go ahead and just slice the areas we don't want our decal to be. And then when you pull back the tape, it will pull back the areas of the UVDTF that we cut away. And there you go. Everything's all nicely flush inside of your patchwork. Also, for anybody new that's wondering why I laid the tape down and not just placed the decal and then cut it and peeled back the decal, because these are extremely adhesive. If you stick it down, it's pretty permanent and it's very difficult to get off. So we utilize the tape to help us remove the areas we don't want. Now, once you have all your pink areas filled in, we're going to move on to the next area. And for me, it was the white box areas. And for one final touch to just add a little pizzazz to it, I'm going to use my tack it over and over again and just this little round sponge. And we're going to create some polka dots in the green. Got my first little area all taped off here. I'm going to take my tack it over and over again. Now the point of the tack it over and over again is once it is dried, it stays tacky so that way we can adhere our foils to it that I have over there in the corner. We're just going to take our little pouncer, make sure it's nicely filled in with our glue, and we're just going to pounce away with our polka dots in the area that we would like it. And I'm just going to continue this on with all of my green areas. And as you can see, while it's wet, it is vibrantly white, and you cannot use it while it's like that. Right now, it is completely dry and you can't see it all. You can kind of see it if you tilt it to one side. This is when you want to use it, because if it's white at all, it will not work. Your foils will not adhere to it. It needs to be completely dried before you do your foiling. So now that it is completely dried, we're going to go ahead and burnish down our foils right onto our little polka dots here. You just want to rub it down the best you can. I just use my nail because I'm fancy like that. Or you can use a burnishing tool, whatever you have on hand. And then when we pull that back, look at that. We have our cutesy little polka dots. So adorable. And I'm just going to continue this on with the rest of my green areas. Now you absolutely could come through and do your line work now or before you did the epoxy, but just to make sure that if I mess up, I can easily wipe it away, I'm gonna go ahead and throw a coat of epoxy over top. Again, just to make sure that if I mess up, which I do, I can easily wipe it away and finish up what I'm doing. Now taking some acrylic markers, I use this pink and this aqua green, which match the pastel vinyls that I used pretty well. We're going to take those colors and we are going to do our outlining. So I'm going to start with the pink first, I do believe. And again, starting with our vinyls first and then branching off from there. I'm going to do the pink over the blue, and then I'm going to do the blue over the pink. See what I'm doing there? But I'm going to do these just cutesy little zigzag patterns, and then I'm going to come through and just add lines in between. You're just thinking about quilts, you're thinking about line work. That's all you pretty much want to do. But if you did buy those patterns that they do offer over on Craft Craze, she already has all that worked out for you, so you don't have to do this part. You just lay down, and they're UVDTFs, I do believe. So you just come through and lay down the doodle work that she already has planned out for you. Or you can come through and do it by hand like I'm doing. And there we go. Look at that, guys. I knew you could do it. It's easy, but slightly tedious, but easy, right? Super cute. I can't wait to use this Christmas. So the last thing we got to do is add its final coats of epoxy, and she is ready to go. Whether you take this design and duplicate it as is, or you take it and let it inspire you to create something that is completely your own, I hope that you guys had a lot of fun watching this tutorial today. Again, if you're new to my channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys next time.